my channel. This is Fern from FML Diversify. Out on this Saturday morning on my way to pull pellets, get pellets and stuff. It's supposed to snow here tonight, and next week it's supposed to snow a lot. So I'm up early, out, went to the post office, on my way. I had a couple of comments come in about our discussion that we're having about saving money, eating out, ordering Uber and DoorDash and all of that stuff. And a lot of people have commented, and it's great comments, and y'all just keep going. You know, the Bible talks about helpers of one another. We're living in a time right now, it's going to take the village. It's going to take those who want to make it versus those who forget the naysayers. As one sister says, you know, I love it. Leave them. If they don't want to do it, that's your business. I'm paraphrasing, but I'm just want to let you know, because there's people who want to know, but they don't know. There's people who have information and people don't want to share. They want to gatekeep. But I'm here to share it with you because, you know what? I was a young teenage mom. 3 children. You know, never married. That's just something that hey, it ended up like that. But I still had to take care of my family. I still had to take care of my children. And I knew it was not in my budget to, do all that delivery stuff. I didn't have it. I had to make ends meet. That $1 or $2, you say, oh, you go tip somebody. You people who are tip oriented and who want tips, or feel you got to give 10, 20%, sometimes you don't have that. Thank God you got those people who come in and to people's restaurants and they could buy the food that they cook, and sometimes you don't have the money for the tip. And don't be discouraged, because you know what? That's a whole nother conversation. But anyway, staying on topic, Fern, I have to always make myself stay on topic, is what can you do to help yourself make it and not give all your money away. Somebody had said that they were going to order Chinese food. They knew it would be like at least $35 and just said they chose to go and do something else. You can also, as a solution, and you'll love it, start creating your own dishes. If you want a pizza, I'll tell you how easy it is to make a pizza. The average pizza now is going between $20 and $30 now. It costs you, listen to this, y'all. You know how much it costs them to make that pizza? Less than $2. You know how much it costs them to make that dough? It could be even less than 50 cents. It don't cost nothing to make that dough. Start looking at the ingredients and what it takes to take and put those meals together. Yeah, sometimes the ingredients can be high, especially like the spices, but I'm gonna tell you another way to get your spices. But start with the ingredients. Google on the packages, some packages, there's recipes for dough. I've been making dough for years. My daughter makes dough. And if she decides she don't have the time or she just don't feel like doing it, she'll buy a bag of dough. You get fresh dough. Aldi's has dough, $1.30, $35. This is for a bag, just a ball of dough already pre-made. Grab all these Stop and Shops. Might be a little more in like stores like Stop and Shop. So you can go to the bakery. Some bakeries sell dough. We used to go to a bakery. She sold her dough for 50 cents. My daughter was going to do fried dough. My daughter do a lot of different meals and stuff. She's a great cook. And when we didn't have it, she would pull together different meals. So you could even go buy your own dough and make your own pizza. Get your cheese. You can make a pizza for less than, like I said, you can make a pizza for less than $5 with all the toppings, whatever you have at home, whatever you want to put on it. Yes, it's a little more as you go and you get more sophisticated in your pizza when you have that appetite. There's so many things you can do with dough. You could do stuffed breads. There's a bread called stromboni. You could do pizza rolls. When I was living in the South, I learned about those. You could take the pizza, lay the dough out, roll it out, and you could roll it, put the sauce on there, put the cheese on it. And you could put pepperoni, put veggies, either plain, because some people can't have cheese. I have a daughter and her kid. They can't have cheese, so when they order pizza, imagine paying for a pizza, $20, $25 for a pizza, and you don't have no cheese on it. Okay? So you can make your own pizza. You can make your own Chinese food. Everything they sell in these restaurants, well, first, I don't feel like making it. You got to have at least one day you feel like doing something. You could mass produce it and go ahead and do it that way. Make enough for another meal, another couple of meals. Yesterday, went to the store. They had chicken because it's Super Bowl, y'all. It's Super Bowl, a whole nother topic. I'm going to do another video. A lot of stuff that they eat at these Super Bowl parties is on sale. Hit them sales. A lot of the meats, people want the ribs and the chicken and the this and the that. They are on sale right now this weekend. Go check them sales out. I went and somebody blessed me. We got in the store with one of my rides, and she was like, I want you to take $30 to $40. She gave me a $100 bill. She said, I want you to take $30 to $40, and I want you to buy all your meats, whatever meat you want. When I got to the register, she said, nope. She said, I want you $50. I was like, what? I said, Lord, $50 worth of meat. Yep. See, you don't know how God will bless you. Your obedience of helping someone else, and I'm not saying to help somebody just to get, I'm not saying that. But you're helping people make a way. Because they might not have a way. If you're going to run your car, don't run your car for nonsense. Go to work, come home. But you put a demand, y'all doing Uber, y'all keep getting down. But then don't let your money go to naught and waste it out. And then get home. And all of a sudden, you ordering out. You better pick that food up before you get home so you don't have to pay that fee. Them fees is killing people. Imaginary fees. And you want to ask somebody why a copy costs $0.25 and a piece of paper, they're talking about for administrative fees. Where you get that at? If I didn't come in here, you wouldn't have administrative nothing. Y'all say for a talk, y'all rough. I be trying to understand these people and their fees. It costs you all. Don't waste your money and throw it to people. Get up and do it yourself. Have fun. Get the kids around. Hey, we're going to make pizza tonight, y'all. Get the husband. Come on, husband. Get the boyfriend. Come on. You do this. You do that. We do a dish in our house. It's an eggplant dish. And you know, eggplant, it depends on how you make eggplant. Eggplant could be where you do different steps, but I learned to cut out steps because it was a long process. And I said to myself, I would have the kids, somebody be cutting the eggplant or peeling, somebody be flouring it and egging it, somebody be doing the sauce, and we be putting that eggplant together. It was a fun project. We had a great time. But you got to. So I'm basically flying down the river going nowhere fast. Anyway. You can make these dishes, y'all. Y'all can make cakes and pies and cannolis. Easy. Get some flour. As my mama used to always say, get some flour and water. Get some butter. Once you find out how all of this stuff y'all like real good be made, you'll be like, why have I been throwing my money out there all this time? Then the stuff's not healthy anymore because they got so much chemicals. So you have to remember a lot of these old school recipes and cakes and stuff. The original people who put it together, like the hostess people I'll use for example, those people not living probably anymore. They done sold the company to someone else. But these people want to make mass produce, but they don't use the chemical. They don't use the ingredients that the old school ones who pioneered it use. They using a lot of just anything. Anything. I could talk about food science and all of that. Not only will you get better quality food if you make it yourself, it may not taste exactly like the it'll taste even better. Some of the stuff, once you start cooking, self-cooking yourself, you'll be like, oh, I'm going to do that again. It may not be perfect. We're not looking for perfection. You're looking for being the ability to be able to save your money. Y'all could do subs. You want subs and see what you make meatballs. Take that ground, like somebody said they did hamburger patties. Take that ground beef, make your own meatballs. Take your old bread, you don't use those heels that some of y'all just leave in the bread cabinet. Toast them up, grind them up, make your own, put seasoning in there. Your salt, your pepper, your garlic, your whatever kind of ingredients you like. And then that could be your breadcrumb. And you make little meatballs. Put them in the oven, put them in the air fryer. Make your meatballs, put them in the Ziploc, throw them in the freezer. Your foods you don't eat. There's people, I don't eat leftovers. I don't even want to talk about those people. Don't. What I'm sharing with you is how are you going to make it? You got to stretch. There's rice on sale. Super Bowl. Go get yourself what you look in your different ads, look on your apps, and you go out there, you start buying the big things of rice. You put them in a plastic container. There's ways that you can preserve your food. Dried beans. Get them. I went to the store the other day and I purchased an extra Jiffy mix. I may not need it today or tomorrow, but it's in my storage. So as I go to the store, I buy one item in addition to whatever else I need. Something that stores long. You want dry goods. You want your flour. And then you recycle them. So you don't open the first one when you get it. You open the first one you have at home, and then you keep the next one, so you recycle. But I want you to know that you have to start saving. For those who are prayer people of prayer, God has so many different ways of preserving things. And just begin to look in the Word and ask God, show me how to use your money. Start giving God back his money. God gave it to you. You give it back to God before you even use it. God, this is you allow me to labor. You allow me to work. And how do I manage this money? I'm telling you, it all connects back to God. And like I always tell you, God is the source. He woke you up this morning. Oh, how did God wake me up? Well, where did you get your breath from? Let's start so simple. So simple. The breath in our body. We did not make it because I didn't know how to make no O2. So if there's a will, there's a way if you want to learn the ways. The ways of God are wonderful. So I want you to know you can make it. I'm so glad. Y'all leave the comments below of helping other people, letting them know, because there's people who go through and they read the comments and they leave different ways of making ends meet. How am I going to make this thing work? For my good, for myself, for my family, for my neighbors. You know, I took a lady out yesterday. She blessed me with Mexican food. She was like, I want to eat Mexican. And I was like, and it's way across town. Way across. In another town. And I said, okay, you want Mexican? She goes, yeah. I said, okay. So we went, we had Mexican. And she had never really experienced it. She was like, oh, I just want to try something different. I was like, okay, we went, and it was a blessing. The same one who told me in the store, get whatever you want. And my refrigerator, I had to ask somebody else if I could borrow their freezer too, because one of my freezers is filled up. Not for me, but if I could honestly look up and say, if God placed in my path somebody right now who needed some food, I could go home and go in my storage and give them some food. I'm working on building back up because I come from a ministry of helps. I'm in the ministry of helps. The greatest ministry, this woman of God told me, the greatest service is helps. If you can't help nobody, all through the Bible, if you can't help nobody, shame on you. This is not the channel for you. It's not. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's difficult in the beginning, especially when you're not used to helping nobody but yourself. It is. And if you're not used to giving, it's tough. Because it's the fear of, I'm not going to have. Start giving and see how your life changes. Just start giving. Your motive. Check your motive. Well, I'm giving just to get back. No, God tests people's heart with giving. Did y'all ever know that? I didn't know that. God tests your heart, your spirit, your attitude. So you can't just be giving. Well, I'm going to give God. God don't need nothing from you. Wrong person to mess with is God. God don't need it. He tests you. And some of y'all ain't passed the test because you know what? It's about me, and the I, and the me. You won't even pick up a piece of paper. You walk out in front of your own house. We're not going into that. I'm talking about giving. Give somebody else a break. Because if I walk past a piece of paper in front of my house 10 times, I better have picked it up the first time because I don't want to see that paper next time. Right where I live. That's giving. Giving cleanliness. Don't act like you don't see it. But anyway, I got to go in here and get some pellets. And that's how I heat. I've been doing it for years. I don't know if depending on where I live. And when I buy my house, and God give me my house, I have pellet stoves in my house. Because I depend on God. And I love it. I love it. Somebody I say, man, you live like, when you look and you see how people are beginning to, what they call homesteading, I'd be excited. I'd be like, oh, you do that? You do this? And I see my granddaughter and my daughter, she's like, oh, Mom, I'm doing a drop-off tomorrow. No, she was telling me yesterday, I'm sorry. She was like, I'm doing a drop-off for my neighbor. And her neighbors during COVID, my daughter, her son, my grandson, had set up a food chair. And her and her husband helped them build it. And they would carry it out every day, and then they carry it back in at night. And the people could come and get whatever the food they needed. And then people start bringing food. And now she's on another project where she's doing bread. I was telling you about the bread. She said yesterday when she went to get the bread, there was so much bread that was given to her. And then she sends it over to another ministry. And then she was able, the person she was doing a drop-off to, they got bread. You don't know how God moves. God only knows how God moves. So if you can figure it out, let me know. Share it with me. For those that God has given the word to and how to make it and share. Because on this channel, it's about making it. It's about giving God the glory for the provision that He has given. And that God is a way maker. And you got to be in alignment. So, again, I'm glad for those who commented. Please keep sharing. People need to be encouraged. You're going to have your anchor going to have to be Jesus. It's going to have to be. Because the only way you're about to make it, you're going to have to know that you know where your source is. If your source is the government, I hear different things. I just got to know that my anchor holds. Yeah. So I'm getting out now. Y'all have a great and wonderful day, and I will be talking with you later. This is Fern from FML Diversify. Remember, I do life coaching, encouragement, just sitting and encouraging you, management and stuff. Subscribe to the channel, share this with someone, encourage your neighbor, encourage your dad, encourage your mom. You know, sometimes you don't know what your parents are going through. You don't know mentally because they're always thinking. How are we going to make it? How the bill's going to get paid? What's getting paid? What ain't getting paid? And then sometimes I want to share this. It just came up in my spirit. Like, sometimes people don't want to talk about finances, and they don't have. And especially spouses, husband and wives. He might can't tell you that, baby, we don't have enough. Baby, we're not making it. And y'all who could help your spouse, God gave Adam help me. Not a complainer, not a I want. I thank God for my brother, my baby brother, who went home to be with the Lord. And he said to me, he said, Fern, he said, I'm going to marry Michelle again. And this was his second wife. And I said, okay, you know. He said, Fern, this woman don't want for nothing. He said, she never asked me for nothing. I'm not saying not to ask your husband for anything. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is make it easy. Make it easy on these people. Make it easy on these men. You don't know what they go through when they go to work. You don't know what the women go through. But I'm just saying, in the spirit of helps, right now is not the time for each of y'all to get on each other's nerves. I'm hearing my daughter said last night, there are more people getting a divorce. Why? Because you want it because he ain't doing what you want him to do. Man, if he paying the bills, you ain't got a complaint in the world. He putting food on the table. And if he home and you working, brother, you should be taking and making sure that when she come home, her bubble bath is laid and she could get in there. My son told me the other day, his wife, when I had to go out of town for work, I think she drove. I was like, did she drive? He said, yeah, because she drives. And he said, it took her 2 days to get home because it snowed so bad out west. It took her 2 days. He said when she got to the house, he's telling me this. I'm his mom. He's like, Mom, when she got to the door, she was so upset. She was just so, like, just going through. He said they couldn't get a flight for her. They couldn't get nothing for her. And she was driving. He said, I gotta go, Ma. She was coming through the door. He said, I gotta get and see she's all right and get her bath set up and get her in the bed. He said, because I know she's going to be down. That man come home. When I see my son, I seen my cousin, my male cousins. Whew. Y'all brothers who is holding it down with y'all wives, and you are blessed with wives, y'all wives, chill out. You don't know what they go through, and they work. And the vice versa. Brothers, if your wife is holding it down, it's about giving and taking. If they holding it down, make sure that you are doing what you're supposed to do. I got to go. I see other people coming to get pellets, and I got to make sure I get my pellets. Talk to you later. Have a great one. Bye-bye.